Hello, this is Manesh Patel from Ichimoku Trade and AlertTrades.com. Today we're going to provide you a global market update for our newsletter. We're going to be covering the Middle East stock market, where we're going to cover Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and Kuwait. Okay, before we begin, this is our normal disclaimer to state this is for education use only. We're not soliciting you to buy or selling a particular instrument. If you do so, you're doing that at your own risk. All information is owned by EII Capital Group, cannot be copied or distributed without our written permission. We are broker neutral, so we support all the platforms out there from TradeStation, eSignal, and so forth. Today, we're going to be using eSignal with the IMTF indicator to go through every one of the Middle East markets. Here are our contact details, so if you have any questions, you could email us or give us a call at any of our office locations here. Okay, so let's begin. Let's look at the Saudi Arabia market right now. This is a zoomed out version of the weekly chart for the Saudi Arabia market. So I'm going to show you zoomed out and then we'll zoom in. And you could kind of see here in 2015 we started a nice bearish trend here. We came all the way down. We hit a major support roughly around 53.64, and we kind of bottomed out here in basically in January 2016. Then we kind of consolidated with a resistance here at about 65.63. We retested this bottom here at 58.80 roughly around October 2016. Ever since then we bottomed out and now we've gone up. Okay, so now let's zoom in. Okay, now these shaded areas, the green basically means there's a bullish setup. It doesn't mean you definitely go bullish. You have to confirm with other rules. And the red shaded area is basically where you go bearish. And you could see in here, this was a bearish setup here, where this was basically telling us the markets were going down. So right now, you have a bullish setup that's occurring right now for the markets. Okay, these little black squares are basically major support resistances. So you could see here there's a square right there, so there's a major resistance right now for the Saudi Arabia market, which is pretty much right about this level right here. So that's at 72.28. Then if you look here, there's a support, that's the major support right there. If you look backwards here, there's a major support roughly right here. So right now, the Saudi Arabia market is pretty much consolidating in a minor support resistance range between 68.54 and 72.28. As long as it holds the support here, the Saudi Arabia market still has potential to go up and to go bullish. The next resistance level it's going to get to is 76.34 right there. If this support breaks, then there's a high probability we're going to sit there and come all the way back down, believe it or not, to about right there. There's a lot of minor supports on the way, but this is the major one that pretty much right there. Okay, so right now you're bullish as long as you hold that support. The key is that this resistance has to start breaking soon. If it doesn't, then this is going to make the market weak. So you had this bullish momentum after you bottomed out here in October of last year. Now it needs to follow through. Just idea, it's consolidating since pretty much December to now is not a good sign. It really needs to start making a move up, but you know, you kind of expect a little consolidation pattern to kind of occur after this big long bearish trend here, and then you have the big consolidation pattern with a big range there. So you're not expecting it to go up drastically. You kind of expect this consolidation pattern to occur in order to move forward. Let's now examine the Dubai market, which is next. Here's a Dubai market here. You could see there was a little bullish zone here that kind of broke down, and this is the bearish setup here. So this basically went bearish here in August 2015, came all the way down here and bottomed out roughly about beginning of January 2016 and held a support around 26.14, then gone up and then just kind of consolidating. We've had some bullish setups here. Same scenario here. You had a bullish setup here. It did not follow through. Which is not good at all. Okay, so you could see here for the Dubai market, we didn't follow through right there, and you kind of hang it out at a major support right now, which is basically at 34.31. You could see we had it marked off already. So that's a major support there. If it breaks that support, then we're going to come down all the way back down to here. But that basically means the bullish trend is over and we're just consolidating again, which is not good. The resistance here, in order for the bearish bullish trend to continue, is there up there. So we're at a very critical injunction for the Dubai market right now, where this support has to hold and this market has to start moving up. If it doesn't move up soon, then that's not going to be good at all. So that's kind of where we're looking for at the Dubai market right now. Here's the Abu Dhabi market. You can see a bearish trend here, and you can see this big consolidation that's occurring there. Okay, let's zoom in. This thing is going to continue to consolidate, and that's very clear from the pictures there. Okay, yeah, you have a support, which is pretty much major support right there, and then you have a major resistance, which is up here, right about there. So this is your consolidation pattern that's occurring right now. Basically, as long as if we don't break this resistance here, we're not going to go and start a bullish trend at all. But right now, basically, the Abu Dhabi market is kind of weak compared to any other markets out there in the Middle East. And you could see it's just going to consolidate in between these two ranges and really doing nothing at all. And you could tell the consolidation pattern that's happening over and over. Reason why is look at these setups, these colors. You have a bullish setup, and then a couple of bars later you have a bearish setup, then a couple of bars later you have a bullish setup. So whenever you have these setups that keep on occurring, which is noted from these color background things, and they occur within a short amount of time, and you keep on getting them, that tells you you're in a consolidation pattern. Notice here there was a bearish setup here. This one started a trend, then another bearish setup here that led there, and then so forth. So then you never saw a bullish setup for the longest time. Then you got a bullish setup, bearish setup, and a bullish setup in a short amount of time. That was clear indication that this market's consolidating, and it really needs to break out. And you could see here it really hasn't done that at all. This kind of started to right there, but this resistance here at this level right here, which is going back to 2015, kind of stopped it dead in its track there. So you could kind of see exactly what that looks like right now. But the new top of the consolidation pattern is around 62.62, 46.62 right there. Let's now cover Kuwait, and we're pretty much done for this monthly up. Here's the Kuwait market here. You can see it was downtrending here in 2016. Came up to this resistance at 859, held it there, and then came all the way down. What was interesting is that it did not retest the low at all. It came here about three times here and held a support at 798. And the third time it held it here, then held it here, and then it held it here. And if you keep on banging on the support, you can't seem to break it. Eventually, you're going to start reversing, and that's exactly what happened here. October 2016, we started reversing. We started going up. We broke out of the cloud where it changed the sentiment, and now we have a bullish sentiment that's moving forward here. Okay, now so we have a bullish sentiment here that's moving forward. You have a critical support, which is right there. Okay, you have a support there, and then you have another minor one right there. So these are your support levels there, and then you have a resistance, which is pretty much right about here. Okay, so these are the levels here you have for the Kuwait market right now. It's very critical that if you want this to start a bullish trend, then this minor support at 934 has got to hold week to week, where we cannot close below that. If we hold that support here, then we'll sit there and have a high probability of breaking the 985 and starting a bullish trend. If that support breaks and then we come all the way down to 899, that weakens the bullish trend to a point. We got a high probability we possibly can consolidate, and then at that point it'll have to determine which way it wants to go eventually. But you know, the way the Middle East markets work is these consolidation patterns are starting to occur for about 6 months or 9 months, so you really don't want it to sit there and go into a consolidation pattern. So you're kind of looking for on the lower time frames to confirm that this support here is going to hold and are going to start to make a move up. But right now, with all these resistances developing, there's a high probability that this support's eventually going to break, probably this week or next week, and then come down to this one, and at that point it will indicate that the markets are consolidating. And you know, we'll go for an update next month, but this is basically what we're seeing right now from the charts. Thank you, and have a good day.